My dear child, it's late again, isn't it? And the room feels too quiet for how loud your thoughts are. You keep checking the hour, as if the numbers can confirm what your chest already believes. Beloved, you're tired, not just sleepy, tired in that deeper place. The kind of tired that comes from carrying regret like a second job. You've been telling yourself, I should have been further by now. I missed my moment. And when you look back, you don't just remember choices, you remember fear. Precious one, you're wondering if you waited too long to start again. You think about the years. You think about the people who seem ahead. You scroll past their milestones and your stomach tightens, like you're watching a race you didn't train for. My child, you've even wondered if I am disappointed in you, if I'm the one saying, you are already very late. Come closer, dear heart. Listen to the way I speak. I do not speak to you like a slammed door. I do not speak to you like a clock used as a weapon. That harsh sentence, the one that stings and shames, has familiar fingerprints. It sounds like old pressure. It sounds like comparison. It sounds like someone who measured your worth by your speed. Loved one, I have never needed you to race for my affection. You have been living under a constant sense of urgency, and it has made you feel like safety is always one step away. My dear one, urgency can be useful when there's real danger. But you've been living urgent even in your own home, even in your own body, and that has been costing you. There were mornings you woke up already behind, already apologizing, already bracing. There were nights you promised yourself you'd change everything, then you lay there and couldn't move. Not because you didn't care, not because you were lazy, not because you lacked faith. You were depleted. Beloved, you were surviving. You were carrying more than you admitted out loud. Some of your delay was grief you didn't have words for. Some of it was recovery from things you never thought would happen to you. Some of it was simply learning how to stay alive inside a season that kept taking from you. My child, look at me for a moment. I'm not holding a stopwatch. I'm holding you, your mind, your heart, your nervous system, your whole complicated story. Dear heart, when I say something about time, it is never to humiliate you. It is to free you from the lie that your life is over because your plan didn't unfold on schedule. You think you're behind, and I understand why. There are applications you didn't submit. There are classes you didn't finish. There are relationships you wish you had handled differently. There are dreams you packed away because it hurt too much to keep hoping. Precious one, you've been replaying it all like you could rewind and fix it, like you could punish yourself into a different past. That punishment has not made you safer. It has only made you smaller, and I did not create you to live shrunken. Beloved, I want to name what you're really afraid of. You're not only afraid of being behind, you're afraid of being too late and being laughed at by life. You're afraid of starting now and finding out you don't have what it takes. You're afraid of trying and having the effort itself prove your worst thoughts true. My child, I know. That fear can feel like a heavy coat you can't take off, but listen carefully, dear one. The fear is not a prophecy. It's a memory wearing the costume of wisdom. You learned to expect disappointment, so you began to call it realism. You learned that hope can hurt, so you began to avoid it and call that maturity. Loved one, you can be wise without being hard on yourself. You can be careful without being cruel inside. You can take responsibility without carrying shame. My dear one, the sentence "you are already very late" doesn't have to mean what's good is gone. Sometimes it simply means you've been postponing your own care. You've been postponing rest, postponing asking for help, postponing the honest conversation with yourself. Precious one, you've been waiting to feel confident first. But confidence often comes after the first small step, not before it. Beloved, I'm not asking you to overhaul your whole life tonight. I'm asking you to stop calling yourself hopeless, because you're human. My child, I can work with a late start. I can work with a messy middle. I can work with trembling hands and a heart that's not sure yet. Your life is not disqualified because it took longer than you expected. Dear heart, think about it. You've been measuring yourself by the loudest timelines, the ones that reward visible success, quick answers, clean stories. But your story has been layered. You've had to learn things other people didn't have to learn yet. You've had to rebuild after disappointment. You've had to unlearn what you were taught about love, about worth, about what you must do to be chosen. Loved one, that learning took time. And it mattered. It wasn't wasted. It wasn't meaningless. It was forming you into someone who can hold steadiness without losing tenderness. My dear one, you think you lost years. But you gained depth. You gained discernment. You gained the ability to notice what's real and what is only noise, beloved. I know you still wish you had moved sooner. I know you wish you could hand your younger self a map and a gentler voice. But shaming your past self won't heal your present self. So I'm going to speak to you like a steady father at the fire, warming what went cold. You were doing the best you could with what you knew and what you had. And now you know more. Now you have more. Now you can choose differently, not from panic but from clarity. My child, you don't need to sprint to make up for time. You need to become consistent in small, honest ways. That kind of change doesn't ask your body to collapse. It asks your heart to come back to itself. Dear heart, I hear the question you won't say out loud. What if I ruined it? What if I waited too long? What if it's too late for me? Listen, not too late for healing, not too late for learning, not too late for new beginnings. Beloved, you may not get back the exact version of life you pictured at 20, but you can have a good life, a real life, a life that fits who you are now. And there is a particular peace that only comes when you stop trying to resurrect an old timeline and start living in the one you have. My dear one, part of your pain is that you've been trying to outrun regret. You've been trying to earn your way out of it. But regret is not paid off by self-attack. It is transformed by truth, by tenderness, by wise next steps. My child, let's talk about next steps without making them heavy. You don't have to decide everything tonight. You don't have to fix everything this week. You don't have to become someone else to be worthy of forward movement. Dear heart, start where you are, with what you have, with what you can do today. If today is small, let it be small. Small is not shameful. Small is how strong things begin. Beloved, you have been thinking that being behind means you're less valuable, but time does not measure your worth. Worth was placed in you before you ever succeeded at anything. You were precious to me before you proved anything. My child, your value doesn't rise and fall with your productivity. It doesn't disappear because you're still figuring it out. It doesn't get revoked because you took longer. Dear heart, there's a tender part of you that has been afraid to tell anyone how far behind you feel. You keep smiling in conversations, nodding, changing the subject. Then you go home and the quiet hits and you feel exposed. Loved one, you don't have to carry that alone. You don't have to pretend with me. I can handle your honesty. I can handle the tears you've swallowed. I can handle the anger you felt but judged yourself for. I can handle the numbness too, even when you can't feel much at all. My dear one, numbness is not failure. Sometimes it is your system protecting you until you are safe enough to feel again. Beloved, I want to give you one gentle image to hold. There's a harbor, and the tide has its timing. Some boats arrive early, some arrive late, but the water still knows how to carry them in. Your life is not an abandoned vessel, it is still guided, it is still held. My child, you haven't missed every good thing, you haven't used up all your chances, you haven't exhausted my patience with you. There are doors that closed, yes, and I know that hurt. There are paths you didn't take, yes, and you're allowed to grieve that. But grief does not mean the story is finished. Dear heart, some of what you call lost time was actually protection. If you had gotten everything you wanted when you first wanted it, You might have entered rooms that would have broken you. You might have tied yourself to people who didn't cherish you. You might have built a life that looked impressive and quietly starved your soul. Beloved, I have been saving you from certain kinds of harm even when you didn't realize it, and I have been preparing you to recognize what is healthy when it appears. My dear one, you are not late to becoming wise. You are not late to becoming steady. You are not late to becoming the kind of person who can be trusted with peace. My child, I know you want a clear answer, a date, a guarantee. You want to know that if you begin now, it won't be wasted. But certainty is not the only kindness. Sometimes the kindness is a quiet courage placed inside you. The courage to try again without punishing yourself. The courage to ask for help without feeling weak. The courage to take one step and not demand the whole staircase. Beloved, your life is not a test you keep failing. It is a journey where you are learning how to be loved. And yes, how to love yourself with honesty. Dear heart, you've been harsh because you wanted results. You thought gentleness would make you complacent. But gentleness is not complacency. Gentleness is what lets you stay present long enough to grow. It's what keeps you from burning down your own progress. The moment you stumble, my child, you're allowed to begin without drama. You're allowed to start quietly. You're allowed to be new at something and not be embarrassed. You're allowed to be a beginner and still be respected by heaven. Beloved, I can guide you in practical ways. A conversation you've been avoiding, it can be had softly. A form you've been postponing, it can be filled out imperfectly. A skill you've been wanting, it can be practiced slowly. A habit that has been hurting you, it can be approached patiently with support. My dear one, you don't need a perfect plan to take an honest step. You need a steadier heart than the one shame has been shaping. And I can steady you. Dear heart, you may still feel that ache of comparison tomorrow. When it rises, don't argue with it for hours. Just notice it. Say, that's the old fear talking. And then return to what is real in front of you. One task, one call, one choice that honors your well-being. Beloved, you have more time than panic says you do. And even more than time, you have me. Not as a judge over your shoulder, but as a father who knows your name and knows your limits. My child, I'm not asking you to make up for everything. I'm asking you to come back to your own life. To stop living in the courtroom of your mind where every day is a trial. To step out of that place and into steadier ground. Dear heart, if you feel tears, let them come. If you feel nothing, that's okay. If you feel relief mixed with fear, you're still safe here. Loved one, the future is not closed to you. It may look different than you imagined, but different is not the same as worse. Sometimes different is the mercy that finally fits. My dear one, you are not being punished by the pace of your story. You are being shaped with care. You are being taught how to choose what is true over what is loud. And you are being led into a life that can hold you instead of consuming you. My child, I will not mock you for starting later than you hoped. I will not stand over you with disappointment. I will meet you in the actual day you're living, and I will help you take the next step without losing your breath to fear. Dear heart, you can rest tonight without solving your whole life. You can set down the mental tallying. You can stop rehearsing how you'll explain yourself to everyone who might judge you. Loved one, your story is still unfolding. There is still goodness ahead that matches who you are becoming. There is still meaning in your hands. There is still tenderness returning to your voice. My dear one, when the house gets quiet and your thoughts try to accuse you again, remember this: you are not late to me. You are here. And that is enough to begin. Stay a while in this calm. Let the night be gentle to you. And when sleep comes, let it come knowing I remain near, steady as a father's gaze, soft as warmth that doesn't leave. Amen. Beloved family, these messages are not just videos. They are prayers reaching hearts. If you feel led to help us continue this work, The support link is in the description and comment box. Your support helps keep this light shining.